Middle.
Winthrop head coach Pat Kelsey. Coach, if you can open with a statement, and we'll open up for questions.
You know, I've coached for quite a long time in a lot of really, really tough venues. You know, I was in the ACC as an assistant for a while, and I've been to Cameron Indoor Stadium and coached at Ball Allen Fieldhouse, and it's my first opportunity to coach here. And you know, this place here and the atmosphere that the fan base creates is what college basketball is all about. It's in the realm of those other venues, and you know, so a tip of the cap to the VCU faithful, and then you know to Coach Smart and his team. They're whatever they are, the 14th ranked team in the country, and in my mind, they're as good as advertised. I mean, you know, they shot 48 free throws, and that's in my opinion, a tribute to what I call their assault on the paint. They just attack. They just attack, constantly putting foul pressure on you, and wore us down. So, you know, I told our team in the locker room, I said, you want the good news or bad news? They said the bad news first. And I said, here's why we lost. 25 turnovers, which is what they average. You got to hold them to 15 or less. 19 offensive rebounds. You know, that absolutely can't happen to come into a venue like this and have a chance to win. And then some 25 turnovers, 19 offensive rebounds, and then 48 free throws. So in my mind, that was the story of the game.
Questions?
You were unhappy with something going on with the clock operation.
I apologized to him 5 minutes later. I have some positives and I have some faults. I'm obviously not very good looking. I don't have a lot of hair, but I'm very emotional. And it's a root canal getting the ball in bounds against those guys. So every time the clock malfunctioned, we had to figure out a way to get the ball back in bounds. And I just lost my composure, and those poor people looked at me and said, we can't do anything about it, it's not our fault, and I walked over and I apologized. So I just didn't want to keep trying to get the ball in against those guys.
It was a clock malfunction, though?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just know the whistle kept blowing, and we had to keep inbounding the ball, which you don't want to do against those guys.
Coach, do you feel like, how much did you feel like DC's pressure kind of wore you guys out in the second half?
It's what they do. You know, it's what they do. Back in the day when I played, believe it or not, I played at Xavier, very, very good program. This will tell you the caliber of player was. I missed 1,000 career points by 847. So when I said I actually played, but we were a pressing team under Coach Prosser back in the mid-'90s, late '90s, and Coach Sendak, who's now at Arizona State, was at Miami, Ohio, and he made a comment about our pressure back then. And he said Xavier's pressure is cumulative, and I think that can be described to what VCU does. You can't simulate it in practice. You can try. If you try to prepare your guys for it, and I think we took their first punch, we took their second punch, we took their third punch, but that cumulative effect of their pressure of just keep coming at you and keep coming at you and keep coming at you, it wore us down. And it got to us, and I think that was the story of the game.
Shot the lights out in the first half. What changed in the second half?
I think again, it's probably just the cumulative effect of how they keep coming at you, and it eventually gets to your legs and it gets to your psyche. And I know I'm doing a recruiting documentary right now for Shaka Smart and VCU, but it's to their credit, it's what they do. I believe all the really good programs have something to hang their hat on. That they believe in something. They have a system. And we feel like we have one at Winthrop and one with which we're building. They have one here. They have a brand, and they recruit that way, and they coach that way, and they play that way, and their fans act that way in a great way. But it was a great college atmosphere for our players to play in tonight. And I think we fought our rear ends off.
God, I'm sorry, I might have missed some of this. What did they do differently or were able to stop Andre Smith in the second half?
I think it's kind of what we just said. I think Andre's a really, really good shooter. I mean, with his feet set and open look, man. I mean, I think last year in conference play he shot 45%, but the style of play and the way the game went, it gets to your legs. And I think shooters need their legs, and probably didn't have that as much in the second half. Got a couple open looks, and they didn't go down that we sorely needed. But, man, he got us off to a fantastic start, and he played courageously for the whole game, but especially in the first half.
I want to guess your scouting report did not show Mo Cox shooting threes.
Man, when that one went in, and to the kid's credit, I mean, it was a big-time shot, but it was almost like curtains when that ball went in. You know, it's the way it goes. We used to say at Duke, when we play at Duke, when you're at Cameron and their feet set and they have an open look, it's touched by God, it's going in. And I almost feel that way here. You know, it's weird. It's a Cameron indoor atmosphere, and when their feet set and there's a drive kick and they get into the lane, they kick it. It's just, you just feel like it's raining. But you know, a lot of credit goes to them, and I know you guys know this because you cover Shock every day. But you know, he really, really impresses me because he's the same exact person that he was when, you know, he was making sure the pizzas were hot on the bus at Dayton, Ohio in whatever it was, 2002. And I was director of basketball operations at Wake Forest, and he was at Dayton and then at Clemson. He hasn't changed. He's the same exact person. And I just think, you know, he's one of the elite coaches in the country, but he's also one of the elite people in our profession. And I have so much respect for how he operates, how he lives his life, how he coaches his team. And hopefully this fan base in this city understands how lucky they are to have somebody like him leading these young men and leading this program.